this guy. So many cameras.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Gloria, tell me a little bit about the work that you do.
A lot of the work that I do is around food. So a lot of the times what I'll do is let people know about food shelves, or I'll bring people food or offer food, or and I do that wherever I am. So I'll bring food to the people in my apartment. I will forget to put in an employee's meal so they don't have to pay for it so that they get food. I work at, I don't work, but I make a lot of food for Food Share. And that's for, I think food is something that we all don't get enough of, and it can be really hard to make stuff for yourself. And maybe it's important to me because I have a hard time cooking for myself.
Can you tell me a little bit about how you navigate boundaries in your care work, which is also seemingly your everyday life? So how do you navigate boundaries?
I think sometimes I try and look at whether or not I'm taking care of myself, and whether or not I am doing these things for myself that I am doing for other people. And if I'm not, are there reciprocities of care that are making sure that I am cared for? And if that's not true, then I have more boundaries. You need to be able to say that you are doing things willingly, and doing things joyfully, and doing things with ease. And if you can't do it with all of those things, then does the person want the thing that you are giving them begrudgingly? Maybe they won't. And maybe you need to tell them that it's begrudgingly before you give it to them. I don't know. I personally want things given to me willingly. I want people's time if it is joyful and done with ease, and consensual. So I try and do the same. Yeah, boundaries are important if you want to keep your support sustainable, or your life, your own personal life sustainable. So I don't know. Yeah, you can sort of view it as being cowardly, or being, there's a toxic side of it where it could be oh well, I can't go to the march today because whatever. I don't know. You can weaponize your boundaries to do nothing, but I think there's a reality somewhere in between.
Yeah.
As long as you're using boundaries to make your existence in the world and how you provide care sustainable and continued, rather than eradicating it completely,
Okay, so what does abolition mean to you, and how do you practice these values in your life, or what does that look like?
Instead of relying on systems of oppression in general, the belief that no one is disposable is abolitionist, and yet we can still believe it in our communities by how we treat people when they make mistakes. You have to kill the cop inside your head and you have to believe that people can change and not expect them to change overnight. You have to have grace for people, and you have to be brave enough to make mistakes, because otherwise all you have is a bunch of people doing very little because they're so afraid of doing a good thing in a bad way. What advice would I give to social workers? I don't know, do as much sabotage as you can. And think for yourself. Because a lot of the rules aren't actually helping people. And so, like, think about which rules actually benefit people and follow those maybe. But just don't be concerned as much about your job and what the company wants you to do or what the state wants you to do. Use the job as much as you can to, like, once again, what is materially affecting people's lives positively? How can I move resources from this place to these people? And yeah, I should do probably some lying to make that happen. Some sabotage. Because, yeah, fuck the cops, and don't involve the cops, and fuck the cops.
Yes.
Bibbidi bobbidi.